Inter Milan are a very, very competitive club. And tomorrow, we are expecting nothing less than a tough game from them. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gunners family, Mikel Arteta the gaffer, don't finally face the press conference ahead of that game that is coming up. Arsenal taking on Inter Milan at the San Siro Stadium. So the Gunners family, watch this video to the end, tap the like button while we begin to dissect everything, precept upon precept, as Baba talk during the press conference. First of all, they ask Baba, say, how far that game wanna play against Nottingham Forest? Talk us through that game. What is up? And Mikel Arteta was like, look, that was not a satisfying performance. Even we don't go back to that game. We don't say we don't really try for that game. And, you know, we've learnt our lesson. We've seen where we are supposed to have done better. But if you have to look at it on the other way around, we did not win the game, we draw the game. But those that are behind us could also not capitalize. This shows how competitive the league has been. And this also shows us the reason why every single point in the league right now is very, very important. Anyway, moving on. They can't ask Baba, say, come, you played against Inter Milan last season. Talk us through. How far? You dey play them tomorrow. What team would they expect? Baba said, look, we know that Inter Milan are a very, very competitive team. And tomorrow, we're expecting nothing less than a tough game because we are ready for a tough game for them. Anyway, moving on. They asked Baba about Victor Gyökeres. Say, come, the way this your guy played against Nottingham Forest, it was not incredible. What did you think this guy need to do for him to get better? And Mikel Arteta was like, look, it's not only about Victor Gyökeres alone. It's about the entire 9 where they play for Premier League. Because right now, the centre-backs are not making it easy for every one of them. Of course, Victor Gyökeres is putting up the work. You could clearly see his hard work, you know, working together for the team. But the best thing we can do is for us to keep on working together so that we can keep getting the result for the team. Moving on, they can ask and say, that game where you want to play tomorrow, how important is that game? I mean, not for only the first or the second on the Champions League team, but for momentum building. And Mikel Arteta said, look, right now, every possible point in every game we say we play, now we want the grab right now. And as far as tomorrow is concerned, we are fully prepared for a win. They can't ask him again, say, now, you are playing against Manchester United come weekend. Are you thinking of benching some of your players in that Champions League game that is coming up tomorrow? And Baba said, look, there is different situation for every game. If you start preparing for Manchester United now, you don't know what's going to happen. Because if you plan that you are going to play like this, you are going to play this person, and before that day, anything can happen to players. So you have to plan based on the situation of things that is on ground. So for now, we are prepared for the win that is coming up tomorrow. They can ask Baba, say, this is your 4th away game where we say you they play. How tough has this, you know, traveling away from time to time to time to time, how tough has it been for you? And Mikel Arteta said, look, it has been a blessing. There is no point complaining. It has been a blessing. And, you know, we've gone through it. Tomorrow is our last one before we now return back to our Emirates Stadium. But, you know, overall, it has been a blessing for the team. Moving on, they can still try to whine Mikel Arteta again to see if they go fit get words from his mouth. They ask Baba again, say, come, this game where we say you won't play tomorrow, are you sure your next 2 games where we say you they play in the Premier League is not more important than this game where we say you won't play tomorrow? And Mikel Arteta said, look, with the way me I dey operate with my players, every game where we say we won't play, we don't dey look out for front like this. Now be the most important pass. So right now, Inter Milan for now is the most important game. They still gonna ask him again, say, should we be expecting you to make changes tomorrow? Arteta said, look, at this junction, I don't know. I just want to go sleep first. If I sleep, wake up tomorrow, now that time I go fit come make my decision if I'm going to make changes or not. Anyway, that is that about that. Moving on, they asked Baba about the unbeaten run that Arsenal have been in the UEFA Champions League. They said you've been the only one that have been unbeaten. That did you think this momentum of, you know, this unbeaten way these players don't do right now, did you think they can take that momentum to, you know, the knockout stage, the round of 16 and moving upward like that? And Mikel Arteta said, for sure, when you win games, it gives your players the belief, it has impact on their emotion, and, you know, it increases the momentum in them. So we are definitely going to take this vibe as we carry on now. We are definitely going to continue with it because this season, we want to show that we are better than that of last season. And what we've been doing right now in the UEFA Champions League is what we are unable to do last season. And right now, we have to show, we have to keep on showing that we are better than that of last season. They can ask Baba about Odegaard. They say Odegaard against Nottingham Forest only had 1 pass up front in the final third. That could this, you know, performance of Martin Odegaard, could it be tempting him to play Egberechi Eze and, you know, bench Odegaard in 1 or 2 ways? And Mikel Arteta said, look, that will be depending on the situation we say we find ourselves for each game. That is what determines. It's not because probably he had 1 pass in the final third or not. No, be that one go determine the situation of the game. If we analyze the game, we can say, okay, now Egberechi Eze now go suit this kind of game. Definitely is going to get his minutes. Anyway, on the final note, they can't ask Baba again, say, now, if you play tomorrow, it is going to make it 33 games where we say you don't already play this season. That's a full season for some people, for people in the likes of Manchester. It's going to make it 33 games where we say you don't play. And with this pace where we say you take waka, if you are to get to the final of every competition, it's going to make it approximately 65 games where we say you go play in 1 season. Did you think your boys have the ability to be able to carry on with this thing? And Mikel Arteta said, yes, of course. If you are to look at it, it is achievable for us. But we are not thinking of that far. What we are thinking of is the next game. We want to keep on taking it game by game by game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gunners family, these are 1 or 2 things we say Mikel Arteta discussed during his press conference today. Let me know what you guys think at the comment section. Please tap the like button. I will see you later.